As you may know, one of the things that I like to do here on my channel is reviews. Usually new gear, and typically gear that I've purchased on my own. Today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's definitely a piece of camera gear, and I bought it and I own it, but this one is a bit older than many of the things that I review. It's from 2005, and it's the Nikon D50 entry-level DSLR. You might be thinking that I am crazy right now. Why am I going to review a camera that most people aren't even going to look at when in the market to make a purchase? Well, the idea started out as a joke when I was looking at the features on the recently announced Nikon D7500. There's been a lot of discussion with the D7500 as to whether or not Nikon is moving forward. And if they are, everyone seems to have an opinion on whether or not they're improving at the right rate and in the right areas. And that got me thinking about some of these extremely capable older cameras. And really the thought I have about this whole video is, as things are changing, are some things really just staying the same? And do those things need to change at all? I don't know if I have the answer. But it sure was fun reviewing a 2005 DSLR in a 2017 world. I took some action photos, some outdoor photos, and even some studio portraits. I'll share my thoughts and some photos in this video, and then I will share how my VIPs and Patreon patrons can see more of my photos with the D50. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, the Nikon D50, and she's only 12 years old, not even a teenager. Why, on the shelf back there, I have cameras that are up to 50 years old. This Nikon D50 at 12 is practically fresh out of the factory. Take a look at this body. It has everything you need to capture your family events, your adventures, and even your studio shoots. The shutter button is right here. Click it, and you've got yourself a photo. Need to change your settings? It's all here. P, A, S, and M all up on the mode dial. Self-timer, exposure compensation, and all the fancy things that the kids are doing these days. You can set autofocus or manual focus and use any f-mount lens. Is it an older lens without a focus motor? No problem. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, an entry-level DSLR with the focus motor in the body. How is this possible? Well, I think it might be alien technology, but you're seeing it right here on the internet, so it must be true. Now you may be looking at this small, poorly lit LCD screen on the back of the camera and saying to yourself that newer cameras have much bigger and better screens. Well, yes, they do. But this small, almost useless screen will keep your eye on the viewfinder, where it belongs. And definitely don't bring any newer SD card to this camera. You need some old 1 and 2 gigabyte cards. It will limit the number of pictures that you can put on a card, but it may just make you a little more mindful of the photos that you do take. This really is a simple camera with a pretty big battery, so you'll see lots of shots on a single charge. And if you need a few extras, these things are dirt cheap. Now at 2.5 frames per second, you're not going to win any land speed records or photograph them either. But what this camera will do is make you more selective. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this 12-year-old camera is going to make you a better photographer. Small screen, small cards, and slow frames per second. And you'll have to think about what you want to capture. And then press this button right here, and this guy is reloaded and ready for the next shot. Okay guys, this is obviously an older camera and doesn't hold up to the standard that the manufacturers have set in 2017. You know what though? The images still work, and they work well. This isn't the color depth of the D810 and the speed of the D500, but shot after shot, it still gives me surprisingly good results. And while frames per second is certainly slow, one thing that isn't slow is autofocus. It snaps into focus fast. Now don't get me wrong, you can't tell that the results are any good with this tiny LCD screen back here. It really just helps you double check composition and for highlight clipping, but overall, it's somewhat surprising how you can put down that D500, pick up the D50, and mostly pick up where you left off. You won't have the overall speed or the bells and whistles, but from an entry-level DSLR from 2005, you've got plenty to work with here. So why am I talking about all this? Well, as we pick on the D7500 and complain that maybe the manufacturers aren't working as fast or on the topics that we'd like, I like to remember that at the end of the day, it's me, the camera, timing, light, and location. And when you get those 5 things together in one place, you can create magic with an old film camera, an early generation DSLR, or with the latest equipment. I definitely believe that having the right tool for the job at hand is great, but as we talk and comment and complain about progress and memory card slots and battery life and all of that, you can carry around one of these dinosaurs and do some pretty nice photography. This month being Maybe This Will Work, I'll be putting this D50 in my bag at every opportunity. While my mind kind of wants me to jump at that next great camera, and I have some ideas on what those next greats are going to be, but for right now, I'm going in the other direction, just to see where I can excel with this, or where it might hold me back. And of course, you'll be able to hear all about it right here, so stay tuned. And in the meantime, VIPs and Patreon Zion and Beyond patrons, check out the link in the description of this video. You will see more photos from my time in the studio and the outdoors with the D50.